Well, non-motorized scooters account for 21% of all toy-related emergency department treated injuries in the United States. Just in time for the busy holiday shopping season, Dr. Anna Sussman, a pediatric emergency medicine physician with Ochsner Hospital for Children, joins us via Zoom to provide a refresher on the types of toys that are on the naughty list and how gift givers can put safety first. Dr. Sussman?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Giving gifts to children is my favorite part of the winter holiday.
Absolutely.
Whether they're wrapped under a tree or exchanged with the exchange of lighting of a candle, we can review four types of toys to avoid for kids and why. So I'd say small pieces. That's a big worry of mine because we see quite a bit of choking hazards. Things with strings, straps, and ribbons. Try to remove those if you can or avoid buying them, especially for the younger ones, because then you get some strangulation hazard. Non-motorized scooters, we see quite a bit of broken bones, head trauma from those. So if you're gonna go that way, make sure you buy the safety equipment as well. And then lastly, magnets and small button batteries. If these are swallowed, they can lead to some fatal internal injuries.
Well, let me ask you this. So I do have toddlers, and sometimes they put stuff in their mouth, sometimes they don't. I never know if I should address it, like if they get a toy with something small, if I should say, don't put this in the mouth, or if that just gives them the idea to do that.
Yeah, that's a hard call and depends on the developmental stage of your child. But we typically say anything that can fit into a toilet paper roll, the insert part, if it's small enough to that size, it can be a choking hazard. So maybe diverting their attention away from that. And it is a developmental milestone. A lot of young infants to explore the world with things in their mouths. So trying to avoid the small items would be the safest bet.
And then what are some tips to determine if a toy is safe? Because I know before you have kids and you're buying for other kids, you really don't think about any of this stuff.
That's for sure. So the American Academy of Pediatrics has a lot of safety information that anyone can Google, but a couple of things I would recommend is follow the instructions on the labels. The safety warnings for the ages on the labels are really helpful, as well as any other warnings on that label to how to use the toy. I always also recommend show your child how to use the toy appropriately so there's no accidents that could occur. Also, another good rule is check first, meaning open that box, inspect the toy before you hand it off to your child. And don't forget the safety equipment for things that are fun on the streets.
And what if you have like a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old and the 3-year-old gets something that the 2-year-old shouldn't play with? How do you go about making sure the 2-year-old's safe?
Well, of course, watching them, but that's easier said than done.
Sure.
I honestly, in my household, recommend separating out those toys. Those toys that are risky for the little ones, keeping them away from the younger ones in a separate room, inside cabinets, and allowing the older child to play with them separately from the younger one if there's any kind of choking hazard or any other safety that could happen with the younger one.
And we only have about 30 seconds, but if your kid is injured playing with a toy, when's the time to head to the emergency room, or how can you determine if you could just wait and see your normal physician?
Well, it really depends on the injury, but broken bones, head injury, burns, eye injuries, definitely recommend coming to see us in the pediatric emergency room at Ochsner.
Absolutely. Dr. Sussman, thank you so very much for your time. This has been very helpful.
Thank you for having me. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you too. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Stay with us.